but it was 2 days ago. A guy came in to Arlen's and he had a burning cigarette behind his ear.
A burning cigarette? Like actively smoking?
Yeah, like he put it there, but then forgot that he hadn't put it out or something. So then he just had like smoke coming from his head. But then, like, we didn't see it at first. But then a customer walked in, and this guy was like kind of animated, like he was upset that like we'd done something wrong, or so he thought. But then another customer comes in and he sees this guy like moving his arms around and stuff, and he thought, "Man, that guy's so angry he has smoke coming out of his ears."
I've never heard of that before.
And
You
then
think that'd be really painful?
That register smelled like smoke for the rest of the day. And customers would come up and comment on it. They'd be like, "Man, it smells like a cigarette in here." And like, yeah, there was a guy.
Started?
Yeah, sure. I haven't planned anything for this one.
Me neither. For
both
2
of these.
episodes.
This is gonna be interesting. We might just have to make some of them short.
Hi, welcome back to This Is a Terrible Place to Live. I'm John Bauer.
Hello, I'm David Damari, famous celebrity guest.
And this week we are in a terrible place to live. It is my house, and it's filled with junk.
I've never been here before.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know where I thought you lived. You haven't been in my house either, though.
I've never been inside your house, but I've been to the front door many, many times.
Yeah, because I don't let you in.
There's a rule that he's not allowed to let me in the house, I'm sure. My
parents stated that explicitly. They were like, "You ever hang out with that John kid?
Not in the house." I
hang
understand.
Out with him. Don't hang in.
Yeah,
That sounds weird.
It's because I'm a ginger, isn't it?
My parents are notoriously racist.
Racist? That's a hair.
The race of the gingers.
The race of your hair is a thing, apparently, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're discriminated, well, then what would that be? There's sexism. There's racism. What would be discrimination against gingers?
I think it just fall under prejudice in general. I don't think it'd be specific.
Well, okay, we'll call my parents bigots then, just in general.
I hope they don't listen to this.
No, of course not.
Okay. Do they even know this exists?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what they know.
But as you may have heard, because I started the recording early and I don't know if I'll keep it in, but we did not plan. Yeah, I got your story about the cigarette.
Oh, okay.
We did not plan anything for today, and we're recording this month and next month's episode today, right now. So, yeah. So buckle up.
Because I'm going to be in Indiana, Rolling Prairie, whoop whoop.
What? Why are you in Indiana?
Because it's training for mission work. So I'm going to be
But why Indiana?
Well, because there's like this boarding school there that like is owned by like the people who run this mission group.
Mm-hmm.
They call it a mission corps, which sounds weird because that sounds like the military.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the Peace Corps or something.
Yeah. But they own this like old boarding school there where they have like their training program, and it's pretty cool. I've been there once because I was on retreat. It's kind of like Hogwarts, but not a castle.
So just like a big house or something, or just like by like the land, or like
no, it has like a church built into it and stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So it's basically like a school type of structure with like a church and like that kind of thing.
But it's like old and like got pretty architecture and stuff. It's neat.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I've got to spend a month up there. That'll be cool. Not much else to say on that. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing the whole time.
Yeah. When do you get back?
I get back on August 8th.
Okay. And then when do you leave after that? Because you're leaving again for 6 months?
6 months. 3 months.
Is it 3 months?
It would be 6 months, but in 3 month
Oh, okay. You're right.
periods. That's even if I do the second 3 months. I don't know yet.
Right. Yeah.
But I would leave for that on September 16th, I think.
Okay. So you have just over a month back.
Yeah, because the way I'm doing it is my family's doing a road trip up to Ohio for Greg's wedding.
Right.
So then after the wedding, I'd fly out of Cincinnati. I was going to fly out of Pittsburgh because my mom's like, it's cheaper. And then my mom's like, actually, never mind. I was like, okay.
Interesting. So how long are you going to be here before you end up leaving for the road trip then?
Oh, no, that would be the 16th.
Oh, that's okay. That's how long you're going to be here. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to see you between after you get back and you leave.
We see each other at least once a month.
Yeah. That's why we have interesting conversations. Because I kind of have an idea of something that I was going to get you as like a going away present.
Aww.
It's kind of selfish. It has to do with the podcast.
Okay.
But and then I also realized we are planning to still record this while you're gone.
I think so.
Either
that or we're recording 3 on a.
Yeah, we'd have to record 3 in August.
Yeah, which we barely record 1 a month.
But let's see. I looked it up, and Ireland is 6 hours ahead of Houston. So if we do record while you're gone, it's gonna be either it'll have to be like in the middle of the day on a Saturday where one of us will be a little bit later or one of us will be a little bit earlier, or it's gonna have to be like midnight for you or like 3 a.m. for me. So,
all right.
But I think it's doable. So we'll figure out a way, whether it's recording more before he goes or recording while you're gone.
Man, this is gonna be a great episode. Just John and David plan.
Hey, I mean, I thought of a cool question, and we don't normally do like questions.
That's fine.
But
can do whatever.
I thought of a cool question because I was thinking about a specific scene from a movie, and the scene I really like, but the movie I hate. And I was wondering if you have any scenes from movies that you don't like, but like a scene you love in a movie you don't like.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
So, for example, mine is there's a scene in the most recent Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I never saw that movie.
Okay, there's
just
a
because I heard it
scene.
was terrible.
There's a scene in that movie, and I can't stand that movie. It's so. Oh my gosh, it's boring. And it's long and cliche, and it's almost just a recap of every other Indiana Jones movie. But there's one scene where they drive into like this area where there's a bunch of ants, and the ants are like they are giant and they swarm.
They're giant.
They're super giant. They swarm. And one bite like makes this guy explode basically. And like they chase after these people, and it is really, really crazy. It's part of a chase scene. The chase scene's not great, but the ant scene, I love it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. I was just thinking about it going, that's a really good scene. And then I realized what movie it was from, and I was like, oh, yeah. Huh.
Why do you hate that movie so much? It has the critically acclaimed actor Shia LaBeouf in it.
I actually don't mind Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really?
I don't mind him in that movie either. I actually kind of like Shia LaBeouf, but I think that he has to be more self-aware in his films for it to work out.
Why do you like Shia LaBeouf?
He's funny. Even when he's not trying to be, he's funny.
That's not a good thing. That's just being stupid.
Well, I mean, it could be a good thing if I wanted it to be a good thing.
What? I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like watching a bad movie that's really bad and thinking it's hilarious.
Yeah, but I don't like the people that are in those movies, even if I enjoy laughing at them. I'm a bully at that point. I'm laughing at them and I hate them.
Okay, but like Shia LaBeouf is at least self-aware with his whole like you know, I'm not famous anymore, and all of his like videos that he did on YouTube. Like
what? I haven't seen those.
You've seen them. You've seen the musical, the Shia LaBeouf musical.
Oh, the one where he's like clapping at the end?
Yeah. And you've seen the Just Do It video. Like
is
all
he
of those
self-aware in that?
Yeah, he's in front of a green screen on purpose.
I haven't seen the actual video. I just saw the meme.
The memes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he made like a 45-minute video of him giving this like inspirational speech in front of a green screen. And it was very much on purpose so that people would do something with it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's up to now, because that was a while ago.
It was a long while ago. He did something recently, but it didn't go very viral. I don't remember what it... Oh, he did a live stream of a flag?
What?
Like in protest of Trump, I think it was, or something. Anyway, yeah, he did a live stream of a flag, and then people like tracked it down and took down the flag, and then he got really mad, and it was a big thing.
Huh.
I don't remember the whole details because it wasn't as cool, but yeah, he's kind of become super self-aware in a way, which I kind of find interesting.
All right, that's cool, I guess. I don't know.
So, but do you have any scenes that you can think of?
Yeah, that entire Shia LaBeouf thing was me stalling while I tried to think of something.
Yeah, I figured.
And I still haven't thought of anything because there typically aren't just scenes that I'll like it. Hang on. Oh wait.
I mean, there could be.
No.
You don't even have to. It doesn't have to be a movie you hate. It can just be a movie that you don't particularly like.
This isn't a scene, but it's a performance that I love in a movie that I hate.
Okay.
John Goodman in the Speed Racer movie is amazing.
I've never seen those.
John Goodman is the perfect Pops racer that was so beautifully cast, but that movie sucks so bad. Like every time that John Goodman says something, I'm like, yeah, that's great. I think I just like John Goodman. And also like whoever thought of that was a genius who was like, we're making the Speed Racer movie and we need John Goodman to play Pops.
I don't know anything about Speed Racer, which is, I grew up with a lot of friends that watch Speed Racer. Well, not friends, acquaintances that watch Speed Racer.
Hey, I watch Speed Racer. Am I not your friend?
I didn't grow up with you as a friend.
Okay, that's fair.
But like, yeah, I don't really know anything about it. I never saw any of the movies or any of the cartoons or any of that.
Okay, well, I'll explain it all for you.
Okay, please do. I'm waiting.
So, what I find most interesting about Speed Racer is that not only is his family's last name Racer,
what?
but they named their son Speed.
Is that his name?
His name is Speed Racer.
No. Really?
They literally named him Speed. Like the drug.
That's actually it.
And his older brother is named Rex Racer.
What were they thinking? Did they want him to get in Rex? Like that's not
No, it's not spelled that way. It's REX.
Still,
like
man,
not
still.
Like... But then like there's this whole thing where his brother Rex Racer is Racer X and he like wears a mask and stuff. It's really cool. It's the coolest show from the 50s.
So is it just about like racing?
Yeah, he just goes and he races and he fights criminals.
Oh, okay. So he fights criminals too.
Yeah, but it's related to racing. You know, all those racing criminals.
Oh yeah, all of those racers that go rob banks or something.
No, more like kidnap you and make you race in Egypt and stuff.
No, I don't know.
There's a lot of weird stuff in them. Like there's one with like these 3 assassins, but they're like goblin men. And I'm like, I thought this show was like supposed to be somewhat realistic. Well, I mean, like it's not at all. But
Okay.
I didn't realize that there were goblin men in this universe.
That
But
is
like
really
there are these
weird.
men that have like green faces and yellow eyes, and they're really horrific looking. They gave me nightmares one time.
I think I've seen pictures of those.
And they have like claws for feet, and they're also ninjas. So that's the whole episode. There's another one where there's this pyramid that they go to because he was in Egypt for a race, and then they find out that there's an entire civilization of people from ancient Egypt that are still living in this pyramid, and one of them like is actually not from ancient Egypt. He's just like a scientist who's infiltrated them. But then he like forces Speed Racer to race against like an hourglass, or he'll like kill someone or something.
Interesting.
I don't remember exactly because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
There's also another one with like basically an Amish dude who hates cars, and he rides a horse everywhere and he tries to destroy cars, and Speed Racer stops him.
Okay. Wow.
Like he hated cars because like his son died in a car accident, so then he made it his life's mission to like just break cars.
That's really weird.
It's
but
a great show. You
that's
should watch
really
it.
funny. I might. It sounds like the kind of thing that I could watch and enjoy, ironically.
Also, it has the greatest theme song of any TV show ever.
No. I've
Yes.
heard the theme song.
The theme song is so good.
No.
Wait, do you dislike the theme song, or do you just think that there are other ones that are better?
I don't like the theme song.
What?
It's so
catchy.
It's so annoying. It might just be
Go Speed. That's not how it starts.
I-
here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
it might just be that one year at co-op
Uh-huh.
there was one kid who would not shut up about Speed Racer and
Was
would
that me?
sing. No, it was not you. I know exactly who it was, but I will not name them.
Please do. Tell me after.
I will tell you when we're not recording. But he would not stop singing.
Wait, why won't you say? Like, only 5 people listen to this.
Well, I don't want to be. They know him. I don't want to be rude.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they all know him.
Do I know him?
Yes.
Who is it?
It's okay. There's.
Well, hang on. They probably all know exactly who it is at this point.
Okay, fine. I have no animosity.
Wait, actually, never mind. Don't do it.
I have no animosity towards this person.
I have no animals.
This week, for some reason, I keep saying aminals.
What?
I don't know why.
Oh, hey, that's a funny story that happened.
What?
So, I might have told you this when you came to see me at work the other day, but I was working. It was like 11:45, I'd say, at night, and I was just sitting there at the register, waiting for anything to happen because I'd already completed all my chores.
Right.
So then this old man comes in, and he looks very homeless, like not only a little bit homeless, but a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where it's not like, oh, you've been homeless for like a few months. It's like, you've been homeless since you were 2.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not 2, and you haven't been for like 100 years.
Mhm.
So,
Wow, and a 102-year-old.
who's incredibly homeless.
Okay.
He comes in, he looks like he's high on something, and he's got like just like the most disheveled looking face. And he has one of those big like Crocodile Dundee hats
Okay.
and a headlamp on.
Oh.
As he's inside the store, he does not turn off his headlamp, which I think is a very important detail because the store is well lit. He does not need that headlamp.
Yeah.
So he is wandering around for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, we close pretty soon at midnight. Wonder if he's going to leave anytime soon. But then he walks up to me and my friend who was also working at the time, and he looks directly at me. He's pretty close, and he smells. And he says, "Where are the animals?" And I go, "What?" And then he says it again. And I go, "Where are the animals?" And I go, "Could you say that one more time?" He says, "Where are the animals?" And I'm just so confused. I'm like, "Sir, the meat department is in the back of the store. There are many animals there, but they are all dead." I don't say that to him. I think that. But then my friend who was cashier at the time, he realizes what this man is saying. And then he calls over the manager. And he says, "Hey, Kim, do you know where the enemas are?"
That's what he wanted?
He wanted enemas.
Oh my gosh, that's so awkward.
Especially because I made him say it 3 times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Can you imagine being in his shoes, though? You're like, "Where are the enemas?" And then this guy's like, "What?" And he's like, "Where are the enemas?" Say it again. "Where are the enemas?"
Oh my gosh, that's so awkward on both sides. Oh my gosh. You didn't tell me that one.
No.
That's amazing.
That was pretty great. I laughed pretty hard about that after the customer left, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm very professional. Yeah, so that was my highlight of working there so far. Actually, I don't know. The cigarette one's pretty good too. I'm trying to like find a perfect way to sit in this chair.
If you want to trade chairs, you
It's
can.
not good content for the audio listeners because they just hear creaking.
Yeah.
I said the audio listeners. Like
I was going to say we don't
else.
have any visuals, so that's not gonna.
Also, what is a visual listener? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I listen to a podcast where they constantly make fun of the audio listeners as a joke. They talk about how they hate them.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Do they have like a video?
They have
podcast?
a video, yeah.
Oh.
It's just them sitting at a table though, so I don't know.
I mean, there are a lot of them that are that. What else would they be videoing? Are there podcasts where people are just like running around, like playing sports or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Then it's not a podcast.
That's
then
true.
It's just a sports show.
That's true. I don't know. I guess I was saying as opposed to like a studio where it's like designed like a talk show kind of.
Oh.
You know, like it's them sitting at a table, not them like sitting like, you know, Jimmy Fallon sits at a desk with couches or like Ellen has chairs or whatever. You know, it's not like.
Neither of those are podcasts.
No, but like there are podcasts that do that style of studio.
I guess like the Rooster Teeth podcast has like a.
Yeah, and TMG has like 2 chairs that they sit in.
They do?
Yeah.
I've never seen the video.
I don't normally watch it, but I like watched a clip from it.
Yeah, I've just listened to it, so I wouldn't know.
I have ideas.
I can't hear the chairs.
I move out next week.
Oh,
so
that's exciting.
I have ideas for how I'm going to set up a place for us to record in my room.
Do you want me to help you move?
If you're available.
Let's see. I don't know. I'll let you know. I get my schedule tomorrow for work.
Okay. I don't even know when we're moving, but you know, this is also not interesting content.
This is riveting. Bobby is on the edge of his seat. He's going, is David going to help him move? We'll see.
I do have some really cool ideas though about how I'm going to set up the room to be visually interesting. So if we ever start doing video podcast, it'll be more than just us sitting at a table.
How many rooms is your new apartment?
It's 2 rooms, and I'm splitting rent with my sister. So
two
bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
I was like, how's
No, yeah, it's 2 bedrooms, and I'm splitting rent with my sister. So she gets the master bedroom, and I'll have the other one. They're basically the same size, though.
Is
And
the
then
other
there's
bedroom the slave bedroom?
I've never thought about that. Where does the term master bedroom come from? Is that where it's from?
I'm pretty sure. Like, what else would that be? Would it be like the master bedroom and the apprentice bedroom?
I mean, my aunt and uncle have like a big mansion that was built in the 1920s, and they do have an entire wing of the house that is the servants' quarters with its own kitchen and its own rooms and bathrooms.
The house that I lived in Louisiana was like over 100 years old, and the house next door was the house of the people that used to like work for us. Not us.
The people that owned the house, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. It gives you a sense of superiority against your neighbors. You're like, yeah, you own our servant's house, so it's pretty dope.
That is kind of interesting. Huh. Yeah, it makes me wonder about, newer houses that put the rooms above the garage.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what those are for, if that's just like a holdover from previous design.
No, that's just so that you can have like
extra
people who
space.
live with you that you don't have to see.
I mean, I understand why someone would want it. I'm just wondering like where that came from. Like
What do you mean? It's just a good idea. They're like, how do we have more rooms in this house? And they're like, oh, let's put it on top of the garage.
Can you point your mic down a little bit? There.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I guess it's not that interesting of a question.
I wonder where it came from. Probably some construction designer.
Some architect that was like, I'm going to build extra space on top of my garage. Well, my bad.
And that was the entire thing.
Yeah.
You can ask him where he was inspired to do that, though. Or probably, I don't know.
I feel like this is going nowhere.
Yeah, this is just
Did you think of any
conversation.
scenes, or is that just a dead question?
John Goodman is what I contributed to that. John Goodman as a scene.
I'm looking at my list of lowest rated movies on Letterboxd to see if there's anything that triggers something.
Oh, you should look at my list. I can't because I don't have your Wi-Fi, but you should look at my list.
I can give you the Wi-Fi if you hand me your phone. That way I don't have to say it on the podcast.
Oh no, all of our listeners will know John's Wi-Fi passcode. Oh wait, yeah, I should probably log it in.
You should probably unlock your phone before I do that.
We should make this like an ASMR thing. I'll turn on the sound on my phone.
Oh yes. We're about to unlock David's smartphone. That's really disturbing. That's really uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. I apologize to our listeners. No, I don't. I really don't. I hate it when people do that on podcasts, but it's really funny.
How often do people go?
No, just like the weird like ASMR sounds. People like every podcast I listen to has done that at least once.
We should set a world record for how many times we do that joke. We have to do it every episode.
Should we just convert the entire podcast to an ASMR podcast?
No, I don't want to commit to that.
We could talk like this the entire time.
I feel like we'll lose some of our 4 listeners if we start doing this, because I wouldn't listen to this for more than like a minute.
Yeah, good point. Good point. It's not very entertaining.
Okay, here. My phone's unlocked now. Let's see. What else? What else should I talk about? What have I been watching? I watched The Real Bros of Simi Valley. I finally watched that.
Season 1 or season?
Both.
Do you watch season 2? I haven't seen it yet because I've just been busy. I watched season 1 years ago,
but season 1 is only 4 episodes. I wasn't gonna
yeah,
stop
it's really,
at 4 episodes.
really short. I mean, yeah, if you just started, that makes sense because you just keep going. I just haven't gotten around to watching it, especially since it's on Facebook.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't like that. I just forgot why I logged on my phone.
Yeah.
But no, it was inconvenient to watch it on Facebook, but season 2 is way better than season 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of better production value because they were just doing YouTube stuff before, and they actually like gained experience and stuff now. So
well, not even that. It's just like I think it's funnier.
Is it better
too.
written?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it because they're coming out with season 3 next year.
Yeah, that's why I started watching it because I saw Jimmy
Tatro,
tweeting about that, and I was like, oh, maybe I should watch the first 2 seasons.
I love Jimmy Tatro, but I'll be completely honest. I started watching Real Bros when I watched it years ago because of Cody Co.
Yeah, I didn't realize Cody Co was in it until I started watching it. I was like, oh,
yeah,
there he is.
That's actually one of the first things I saw him in because I saw the first episode of Real Bros before I knew who he was, and I was like, whatever. Wasn't that funny?
Wait, hang on, I'm confused. So you started watching Real Bros because of a person who you didn't know who he was?
So what happened was I'd seen the first episode of Real Bros just by chance, and was like, whatever, kind of funny. And then later I started getting into Cody Co's YouTube stuff, and then went back and watched the whole season because of him. So.
I see.
And then I found Jimmy Tatro because of that. But
I see.
Yeah, because I didn't get into Vine until Vine died.
I never got into Vine.
And then after Vine died, I started like watching Vine compilations and finding the ones I liked and thinking they were,
And finding the ones you liked?
Finding the ones I liked.
I don't like that. There was something I was going to bring up. I've had what I think is a good idea for a stand-up bit yesterday because I was taking my graduation pictures, my senior. I modeled for like half an hour and it was great.
I never took senior pictures, but yeah.
Well, I didn't think you took singer pictures because you're not a musician. Well, actually, you are.
I am kind of, but not really.
I
probably have more musician pictures, but not singer pictures.
Yeah, so I was taking my senior pictures yesterday. I didn't really like them because I don't know how to smile for pictures. I just make like a weird face.
That's a really hard thing to do, and I used to be better at it because if you figure out what your natural smile is, you can actually hold it for a little bit longer without it being as awkward. But recently I haven't been able to do it without making it look really, really forced.
But no, for like an hour before I left my house, my mom and my 2 younger siblings were just like berating me. My mom was like, "Oh man, I really wish we'd gotten your haircut because I really hate it this way." And Israel was like, "I don't like the clothes that you're choosing to wear for this." And Joseph was like, "I've never liked your hair."
Wow.
And this went on for so long. I was like, man, like, it's good that like I don't care that much what they think of these. Because if I did, I'd be so self-conscious. But then I was thinking about it, and I remembered 2 years ago, whenever Annabeth had hers taken. I don't think there's anyone that's listening to this who doesn't know that Annabeth is my older sister. But she, like, my parents were like, "Oh, you look so beautiful. You're becoming a woman." And now that it's my turn, they're like, "I don't like your face."
I'm sure they look fine. The thing about senior photos is you'll always look back on them and go, really? Really? Because I did take 3. I took 3. I lied. I took 3. And they're with me holding my cat. And my cat
you
is
have a cat?
Really... No, I don't have a cat.
Okay, I was worried
I used to have a cat.
That I was going to start sneezing.
No, it was an outside cat, and it died 3 years ago. So we haven't had a cat in a long time. But
3 years ago isn't that long. My cat died.
It feels like a long time ago.
My cat died when I was 8, It's been a decade since my cat died.
Hmm.
Yeah. Psh, 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 psh. I wasn't even allergic to cats when my cat was alive.
No, yeah, this is like my only senior photo that I still have. Isn't it horrible?
Okay, I'm going to describe this to you, listeners. John is wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath a short sleeve shirt. But no, he's not. It's just a long sleeve shirt that's confusing.
Of the 4 listeners we have, one of them has seen this shirt before for certain, and another one has probably seen this shirt.
I've seen this shirt. I just forgot.
Because I used to wear this all the time. This is it's a button-up, long sleeve, purple shirt that fades to
Shut
black.
up. You don't get to describe this.
Okay, fine.
John is standing in front of a tree.
Indeed.
Shut up.
Shut up, you're ruining it.
Hang
you're
on.
ruining
No,
it.
put the picture back of me. I need to look at it. His cat looks like a cow. Like a black and white cow.
That's a good description.
And it looks like he hates John.
She was actually really happy.
Shut up. I've hijacked this podcast. It is just me now. And you have to sit here and listen to me ramble for like 2 hours.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Shut up. The cat looks miserable. John is holding the cat underneath its 2 front legs by its abdomen. And it looks really uncomfortable. And he is holding it in front of his face so that he looks a little bit like the Goodwill logo, where you're just like peeking out from behind something. I compare lots of things to the Goodwill logo because it's a creepy logo.
Am I allowed to comment back to you?
Yeah, you can speak now.
Okay, I don't think I know what the Goodwill logo looks like, but that's a really
All of
funny
you-
thing to...
All of you who are listening, look up a picture of the Goodwill logo right now. That's John.
Oh my
John
gosh.
Goodwill.
That thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that. That is really creepy. Oh my gosh.
I don't know who thought that logo was a good idea. It sucks so bad. It's like the Jack in the Box logo, but like if it were a horror movie.
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
not the
figure
Jack in
out-
the Box logo, but the Jack in the Box mascot. Jack of Box fame. You know?
I'm trying to figure out what the logo is supposed to be.
What
because
do you mean?
it's obviously a face,
Yeah. What?
but it has to be something else. There has to be a reason for this. There
No.
cannot just
sucks.
be a face.
Someone made it in the 90s, I guess. I don't know. It looks like it's from the 90s. And they were like, this is a reasonable thing. And it wasn't. They were wrong. They probably got fired.
In 1968,
What?
Morgan Memorial Goodwill Industries in Boston, the original and founding Goodwill body, began to search for an updated visual to reflect the brand.
What was the old one?
That's a
How does
good
that
question.
reflect the brand? Just like creepy dudes looking around corners.
The current logo was created in 1968. That's the one we have.
It's time for an update. Like, most companies don't have their logos last that long.
The alternate circulating through the 1950s is that, which is like a circle.
It looks like Goodwill was trying to join the Crusades.
It really looks like a motorcycle gang tattoo. It's like a circle that has like it's like a circle with a giant
black cross
stroke that
Oh.
says not charity but a chance around this weird cross that like flares at the ends that says Goodwill across the middle and the way down the down the cross.
It looks like a cross between, see what I did there? The Crusades, a motorcycle gang tattoo, and a university logo.
It does. It really does. And this is the one in the 1920s, which is the original version of that, which is much more.
How long has Goodwill been around?
That is a good question.
It's a Goodwill question.
When?
For those of you listening, we have a giant box of fireworks sitting next to us that I haven't acknowledged this entire time.
I was wondering if you were going to mention those. But those are Paul's. He bought those. My brother, for anyone who listens to this, who might be a new listener, because I'm willing you into existence. Okay.
Hi, Rupert. That's our new listener.
Hi, Rupert. Rupert, my brother Paul just got married, and he was planning on setting off fireworks as they drove away in the getaway car.
Why is it called that?
The getaway car?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was wondering that the other day, actually, and I didn't bother looking it up, but I was wondering. So he was planning on shooting off fireworks, and he bought a giant box of fireworks. The problem is the insurance we had at the venue did not cover fireworks without a professional display operator, so he could not use them.
Ooh, I should get one of those licenses. That would be a cool thing to have.
Yeah, I think you have to complete some sort of fighter type training, but then, yeah. And then you have to get like a license with the city, so it's county specific.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was really complicated because, like, yeah.
But if you have one of those, are you allowed to do it, like, even in suburban areas where they are normally like, no, don't do that. We made it illegal.
I think you still have to get insurance.
You have to have insurance?
Yeah.
Wait.
You have to have some sort of liability insurance so that if someone gets hurt, you can pay for it.
Also, there's a bunch of Topo Chico bottles. Do you like Topo Chico, John?
No, those are Paul's.
Oh, is this Paul's room?
This is actually just an extra room in the house that we threw junk in.
Oh, okay.
So
you threw Paul in here?
So
Sorry, Paul. That was
Paul's,
mean.
This is Paul's desk, and mostly his stuff, but some of it's mine. But yeah, no, the Topo Chico is Paul's. I like Topo Chico, kind of, but not a lot.
Does Paul listen to this?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I forgot to silence my phone.
And now the podcast has been ruined.
Forever. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I was just
to answer the question before we move on. Goodwill was founded. Goodwill was founded in 1902.
19? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're 121 years old.
Man, that's surprising.
No, wait, that's the other way around. They're 117 years old.
I wonder who's older, them or Salvation Army. Look up Salvation Army. This is just going to become a charity podcast. Not in that like we're giving anything to charity, but we just talk about charity.
The Salvation Army was founded in 1865.
Okay, Salvation Army killed it.
At the East End of London.
Dang.
So
their logo sucks too, though.
Yes, it does.
These charities need to like not put all of their money to charity and a little bit into design.
Also,
like
they need to not still use the logo they made in 1968.
Yeah, that's way too long. I was saying that earlier. I was like, Walmart's had like 3 logos since I've been alive.
Yeah. Walmart's, yeah, that's true. Huh. I wonder if there's a standard for how often you should change your logo. Is that an industry standard?
I don't know, because like all those like apps that were on like the original iPhone, none of those look even remotely similar. You know?
All the what?
The logos for apps like Google and Safari.
Oh, yeah.
All those, they look like sleek and modernized, you know?
Yeah, because I mean that kind of changed when when Apple changed their design style from like the bubbly to the flat.
Yeah, the bubbly sucked.
Yeah, well, when it was a thing, it was like, whoa, they can make it look 3D when everything else looked flat, and that was the thing. And then everyone went back to flat because it's just an eyesore.
I don't know why people were impressed by 3D pictures back then. Like, we already had 3D animation for a long time. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not a long time, but like it felt like a long time because I was little. You know?
Yeah, I guess. I think it was just kind of, it finally wore off to the point where it was no longer catching people's eye as much as it was just kind of being an eyesore and how busy it was. Because they all had like reflections and like the glossy, like make it look like it's glass like style.
Okay, does eyesore refer to making your eyes sore or having an actual sore on your eye?
That is a good question. I think it just refers to making your eyes feel sore.
I've always thought of it as like a sore on your eye, which is a terrible image. It's an eyesore, really.
Well, because like, I mean, there are certain things like crazy color combinations that can make your eyes physically sore from just looking at it. Like,
yeah, but that's not like good,
psychedelic things. Like
but that's
an
not good
eyesore.
grammar. Saying that is eyesore. My eye is sore. You know,
That's an
my
eyesore.
My eye is sore now that I look at that eye.
Yeah, that. That's weird. Yeah, I guess it would make more sense to be a sore on your eye, but a sore on your eye is gonna make your eye sore.
It will.
So, either way, it
either
means
way,
the
your
same
eye's
thing.
sore.
Either way, there's a pain in your eye.
We should do that now. It's an eye pain.
An eye pain.
That
sounds like an Apple device from the 90s made like to go on your window pane, like an eye pane. Like not Apple themselves, but like some company trying to sell like a speaker
like how there
that
was
sticks
the
on
iHome
yeah
for a while.
Yeah,
that wasn't like Apple branded. The knockoff eye.
Let's see. Have you seen the movie How It Ends?
Nay, I have not.
Okay, so it's a Netflix original that came out like a couple of years ago. Oh, I guess it came out last year. Oh, dang. Okay. But like it is absolutely the most boring yet interesting film I've watched in a long time, in that it's not like a so bad it's good movie. So it's not like got rewatch value at all. And it's really, really boring, but you also can't stop watching it. It's so weird. But have you ever played PUBG? It's a battle royale game.
I've seen like videos of it. I know.
Okay, so you know basically what it looks like and how it's played.
Oh, you told me about this. PUBG the movie.
Yeah, I call it PUBG the movie, and I really want someone who's played PUBG to watch it with me and see if they agree, because it just feels like someone was into PUBG and was like, what if this was a movie? And then went and made it. Because it ends with like the whole premise, spoilers for How It Ends, a movie that I've rated 0.5 star.
You can go watch it if you want. John might be wrong. I've not seen it. My voice keeps cracking. I don't know what's going on. Oh, go ahead. Tell how it ends.
How it ends.
Now.
I'll tell you how it ends. How it really, really ends.
Shut up. Now I have this power where I can just make John stop talking whenever I want.
You know I can mute your mic.
Shut up.
The movie is really weird because it starts with like this couple who's getting together and they're gonna get married, and he asks her dad for permission, and her dad's this asshole played by Forrest Whitaker, I think.
I'm sorry. I just pictured Like a literal rectum. How weird
Wait.
would that be?
What is that from? The butts. The butts.
What?
The butts. Oh, it's from Doom Patrol.
Oh,
The butts. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
I haven't
look
gotten
up.
that far.
Have you started watching it?
Well, I saw the first few episodes. I told you that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's one of the last episodes.
Okay.
The butts. I could show you a clip because it's really funny and it doesn't spoil anything, but I will show you after. No, it's Forrest Whitaker, and he basically is this jerk who's like, yeah, no, you can't marry my daughter. And he's like, dude, she's 30. Like, I'm marrying her. I just want you to be nice. Basically the song, you know that song, that Why You Gotta Be So Rude?
I don't know what that song's about. I've heard it, but I've not like paid close attention to it ever.
He just basically asks a guy if he can marry his daughter, and he says no, and then he's like, why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry her anyway. So basically that song plays out.
I've only ever paid attention to the chorus where I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no. That happens, but then his daughter goes on this like road trip or like a business trip. I don't know. He's visiting her parents without her in another city. And the city she's in has a massive power out, and there's like no word from the government
power out
about what happens. What else would I call it?
A power outage, blackout.
Okay, well, I mean, a power out is the same as a power outage.
Yeah, but it's just wrong.
Okay, so there's a massive blackout, and there's like no news coverage, and nobody knows what's going on. There's like a cloud of dust rising from the city, and everyone's really worried. And so the guy is like, I'm going to go save her. And the dad's like, no, you're not. I'm going to go save her. And he's like, what? No, I'm going to go save her. And they have this little argument. So they decide to go together.
Oh.
And basically they just go on this road trip where everyone they meet is like running away from this cloud of dust. That's like a storm of dust.
Oh, yeah.
Which is basically
like in
PUBG, where you have a storm around you that takes away points, and you have to be in the center where there's no storm.
For those of you who don't know, it's basically Fortnite.
Yeah, it's like Fortnite, except for more realistic, less colorful. Like,
yeah.
It's not like, realistic. It's just more realistic than Fortnite.
It's Fortnite for adults who don't want to admit that they play little kid video games.
Yes, it is. It really is. I thought it was more fun than Fortnite personally, but you know. Then they go on this long thing, and there's like characters they meet along the way that have no consequence to the actual plot.
Okay. That
are basically just like what I'd consider them like other players that like become alliances basically. And then like they betray them, and then other people betray them, and it keeps going. And they like shoot a bunch of people, which is really weird because it just starts as like a normal romance movie. And so then the dad dies before they reach the city, and the guy has to go on without him.
Does the dad give permission to let him marry her?
I don't think he does, actually. He's
what's
like,
the point of this road trip? That was the character
they grow close,
they
and he's
up.
like, save my daughter, but he doesn't like. But it's like, still, I hate you, kind of. I don't know. It was really weird. It's really weird. And then
that was the clearly set up character development.
Yeah,
from the beginning.
Yeah, but it's really weird. Like nothing is. So you know how there are songs that end resolved? This movie is like a song that's like super unresolved, and then it ends unresolved.
Like one of those ones where it like fades out while the song's still going on. There's no actual ending to it.
Yes, like that. Or like songs where like, I don't know if you do like in church when there's like a worship song that people like to end on a minor chord, and it's like unresolved, and it's like edgy.
Noise is the worst description.
I don't know. It's weird.
No, my church plays like pipe organ.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget. But like
they end it like so resolved. It is the most resolved. It was like dun dun dun. There's
like a bunch of like songs that people like to end on weird chords that don't resolve, that just kind of leave it hanging that make it feel like the song shouldn't have ended.
You just feel really
Yeah,
dissatisfied.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really weird, and people really like it for some reason. Well, this movie's
Mm.
kind of like that in that, but it's like every plot point never gets resolved. So like the dad dies without like accepting the future son-in-law,
Uh-huh.
and then he gets to the girl and finds his girlfriend living in like this destroyed city, basically, in a friend's house. And
Wait,
the friend,
city got destroyed because of a power outage, and
they never explain what happened.
okay.
It's a giant dust storm. And they never explain it.
Is this place in the desert?
No, it's Chicago.
What?
Yeah. It's Chicago.
Who wrote this?
I don't know.
Is this supposed to be at least like somewhat realistic?
Yeah, it's kind of supposed to be realistic because it's like a big road trip thing. It's really weird. And so basically they end up he gets there and he reunites with his girlfriend, but the neighbor that she's been staying with in his house has like fallen in love with her and is trying to like basically was thinking that they'd never see the boyfriend again, so he's like, this is my chance. He's like a classic nice guy, basically. And so he tries to kill the dude by sabotaging his car and then holding him at gunpoint.
Wait. Wait, if he's willing to hold this dude at gunpoint, why did he try and sabotage his car first? He's like, just kill him.
Because the dude was going to try and leave the city with the girlfriend like that night.
I'm confused by this character. Apparently he's like a nice guy, but then he's like, actually, I'm going to pull a gun on this dude.
Yeah, because he really wants the guy to be out of the picture so that he can date this girl.
Yeah, but like...
in the middle of a natural disaster of unseen proportions.
What I'm saying is I've liked girls who are dating guys, but I've never thought to myself, yeah, I'm going to pull a gun on this dude. Like, is this just like some... Were they like friends with this guy before?
I don't even know. It doesn't really... I saw it last year when it came out and I haven't seen it since. And it really was not explained well. The guy is probably in the movie for 5 minutes.
So there's no explanation as to why he's at this point where he's like, I'm going to pull a gun.
I don't know. I forgot to mention that the girl is pregnant.
Man, there's so many plot points.
Okay,
like way
so
too many.
Basically he kills the dude and then they leave in the truck.
Uh-huh.
The way the movie ends is they're driving as fast as they can in this old Chevy pickup.
Okay.
The exact model that is in PUBG, away from a giant cloud of dust that is slowly gaining on them.
Uh-huh.
And the last shot of the movie is a zoomed out shot where the dust is slowly catching up to them and it cuts right before it does. And you have no idea how it ends.
Well, I mean, like, there are some movies that do endings kind of like that, like A Quiet Place, where they're like, now there's the other monster. Are they going to live or are they going to kill it?
That's true. But that's better because they kind of give a resolution.
You're like,
in that...
that's better because it's a good movie.
Well, no, that's better. Well, that's better because every other plot point has been closed.
Yeah.
Like, they even explain how they could defeat the monster.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, they have a chance, but you don't know whether they make it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it ends on a hopeful note. This ends on a, what did I just watch? It's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happens. I don't know what the point of this was. There's weird scenes. There's like, you know how in games like PUBG and Fortnite, Battle Royale type games, you don't start with any weapons. You go pick them up and you pick up ammo too. They have scenes where it's like, oh, look, ammo in the grass. And it's like, wait, what the heck?
Did you explain whether or not there are like people shooting at them during this?
There are.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like them driving to the disaster and people who were like affected by the disaster shooting at people driving to the disaster.
How did this movie get made by like a studio?
It's Netflix original.
Yeah, that's a studio.
Yeah, I don't know. It was directed by David Rosenthal.
ashamed to share a name with this dude.
And written by Brooks McLaren. Let's see what else this person has written. Oh, nothing.
Well,
There's no other writing credits
that's
on
understandable.
Letterboxd. I know the name David Rosenthal, but I don't know what he's done. Oh. No.
What?
He's directed A Single Shot.
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. The Perfect Guy. Exactly. Janie Jones.
Oh, that's my favorite movie. No, that was a lie. I've never heard of that.
I was like, wait, do you know what that is actually? Jacob's Ladder from 1990, like the actual Jacob's Ladder? Where is this? What? Yeah, Jacob's Ladder.
Is that a well-known movie?
It's a well-known book, I believe.
Well, I know of Jacob's Ladder, like from the Bible.
No, like it's a story from a book.
Oh, the Bible? That is a book.
Yeah, no, it's a different story. It's about a Vietnam War veteran.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And then like a movie called Falling Up and a movie called See This Movie. So
That's a stupid
nothing.
name.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I don't know how this movie got made or how it got Forrest Whitaker.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I had Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, and it's like the only person you know. Like the other people in this movie are Theo James. Who? Cat Graham. Who?
That's the name of an Instagram account. Cat Graham.
Cat Graham. It's also the name of a character in Supergirl.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it is. Cat Graham. That's the lady who runs the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
The magazine periodical. Yeah, and they're not in any good movie. I don't know who okayed this movie, but like here's the picture that they show from the movie. He's literally wearing a gas mask that is in PUBG.
It doesn't even look like it's shot all that well.
It's not. It looks like it was shot on the bare minimum decent level of camera and then color graded to all hell.
Yeah. That Cadillac is like crazy looking.
Well, and like you see the Cadillac has like those dents on the doors.
Uh-huh.
Those are totally photoshopped.
You've got a notification. I can't see it.
Oh. It's like totally photoshopped.
Yeah.
They're not real dents. The movie's so weird and I don't know how it got made.
Speaking of weird movies, but in like a more favorable way, did you ever watch that Lonely Island Presents the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience?
I did not. I put it on my list. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Well, if you had, we could talk about that because it's trippy.
You showed me like the one.
Did you like
song? I thought it was funny. It was weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. That's one of their like more like kind of grounded ones in that thing where you're like, okay, this is a song about them doing steroids. And that
for those who don't know, it's a music video. Is that the right word for that?
It's a 30-minute long collection of music videos that were supposedly made by these two baseball players in the 90s who played for the Oakland A's. And it was supposed to accompany their rap album that came out in the 90s. That's the story of it. And then it's a collection of songs about just the weirdest stuff. There's one called Oakland Nights that has Sia on it. There's one, like the first one is about them doing steroids. And like it gets really weird where they're like talking about like steroids, the god that makes them fast.
Is that the one I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I watched one where they're just in like baseball like player uniforms.
Yeah.
And
they wear those the entire movie.
Okay.
Except one, they wear kimonos.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, and they're just kind of like running around singing about, well, not even singing, shouting about steroids. It's really weird.
And also just like the most random crap.
It's so weird.
Like, there's one, I forget what the rhyme is before it, but he's got a room with a blank and a room with a couch. I just yell about the couch. And there's one where he's like, and yes, I eat pork because it's tasty on my fork. Got a friend named Mork.
It was really weird. It's mostly the reason I haven't watched the rest of it is because I think of it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for that.
I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I was just baffled by it the entire time. I'm like, they were high when they made this.
Oh gosh.
And then at like the end, there's like this one song where they're like, where one of them's like gonna like break about the steroids and like tell everyone, and then the other one's like trying to convince them not to. And then I don't know whether or not like he actually did tell everyone, because then there's like this whole thing where like they come back. It's a thing.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. It sounds. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. That one video was a lot.
It's 30 minutes, so it's not a big time investment, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you excited for the new season of Stranger Things? Just to switch gears.
I am. We have been recording for an hour and 5 minutes, so we can keep going if you want to make this longer. But we do have to make 2 episodes today. So
okay, on the next episode, we'll talk about Stranger Things.
Tune in next time to hear us talk about Stranger Things in about 10 minutes.
Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Speed Racer. That's how it ends.
This is a terrible place to live.
Speed Racer. Shut up. Don't talk. The end.
Yes.
No, be quiet.